Hello, my YouTube family. I hope you had a blessed day. Our aim is to teach you something about the food the FDA allows us to consume so you can make educated purchases when feeding your loved ones. Seek the advice of a medical or nutrition professional prior to making any changes to your diet. Out of the millions of potential subscribers, we just want to reach one so each one can teach one. Let's get familiar. Lightlife, plant-based ground beef. The new Lightlife plant-based ground is meant to have the same great taste and juicy texture as traditional ground beef. It can be used in recipes in which you use ground beef, such as lasagna, tacos, chili, and more. It's free from GMOs and does not contain any gluten, soy, or artificial flavors. Lightlife has been making plant-based products for 40 years. They sell vegan hot dogs, deli slices, meatballs, bacon, and more. Recently, they launched plant-based burgers to rival Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods, and now they've launched plant-based ground beef. They place their products alongside real meat products in the grocery stores. The brand believes that most of those looking to buy realistic, meat-like products are actually meat eaters rather than those who follow a vegan or vegetarian diet. What is not commonly known is that Lightlife was founded in Greenfield, Massachusetts in 1979 before relocating to Turner Falls, Massachusetts in 1998. It was first founded in tempeh works in an old converted car wash. In the summer of 2000, Conagra Foods acquired Lightlife Foods, which was generating about $25 million in annual revenue at the time. Brynwood Partners acquired the company, which had roughly 90 employees at the time, from Conagra Foods in September 2013. Maple Leaf Foods, a Canadian meat packaging company, bought Lightlife Foods for $140 million and related costs in February 2017. So let's take a look at these ingredients. I personally have not tasted the Lightlife plant-based meat. It looks and sounds good, but so did the Beyond Burger. One of these days I may try it, but that will depend on these ingredients. Let's dig a little deeper. Many of these ingredients appear to be safe, but let's review some of the questionable ones. Pea protein. For the most part, research says pea protein is relatively safe to ingest. Nevertheless, pea protein powder can be relatively high in sodium, with products containing 110 to 390 milligrams per serving. This will be a problem for those who have high blood pressure, which, as we know, is a major killer. Expeller-pressed canola oil. Canola is an oilseed crop created through plant crossbreeding. It was developed as an edible version of the rapeseed plant, which harbors toxic compounds. Most canola crops are genetically modified to improve oil quality and increase plant tolerance to herbicides. In fact, over 90% of the canola crops grown in the United States are GMO. Modified cornstarch. Modified food starch is bad for you. The ingredient is treated with potentially harmful chemicals and has a high risk of contamination. An ingredient label reading modified starch is most likely to have been treated with things like sulfuric acid, chlorine, or other chemicals that are not altogether safe for consumption. Modified food starch is frequently composed of around 10% maltodextrin, which camouflages the existence of monosodium glutamate. Modified cellulose. Modified cellulose refers to chemical modifications of mainly hydroxyl groups in the cellulose backbone. Modified cellulose is also known as methyl cellulose. So this is some more trickery with the names of ingredients. Why not just call them all the same thing across the industry to reduce confusion? Anyways, methyl cellulose is a bulk-forming laxative that increases the amount of water in your stools to help make them softer and easier to pass. Remember, This ingredient is a laxative. Doesn't matter how little they say is in this food, we typically don't cook with laxatives in our food at home, do we? Yeast extract. While yeast extract is very high in sodium, manufacturers don't add much of it to prepare foods. The small amounts that are added to food don't alter their sodium content significantly. However, you may want to avoid yeast extract if you have a problem with blood pressure or another reason to limit sodium. Virgin coconut oil. Research shows this ingredient is generally a good one. It's high in saturated fat, but coconut oil is perhaps most unique for its high content of the saturated fat lauric acid. This makes coconut oil highly resistant to oxidation at high heat. For this reason, it's very suitable for high heat cooking methods like frying. Keep in mind, oils high in saturated fats have been found to increase the risk of cardiovascular and other diseases. However, coconut oil contains 2.6% fewer calories than other fats. It's been said to provide various health benefits including increasing good cholesterol, controlling blood sugar, weight loss, and much more. Of course, you should do your own research for more information. Natural flavor. Natural flavors are synthesized in laboratories. Natural flavor can refer to anything that comes from a spice, fruit or fruit juice, vegetable or vegetable juice, edible yeast, herb, bark, bud, root, leaf, meat, seafood, poultry, eggs, dairy products, or anything fermented from those foods, according to Food and Drug Administration spokesperson Deborah Kotz. It's an essential oil, or an essence or product of fermentation, or one of 3,000 chemical additives, or actually 100 different things vaguely related to food all conveniently and anonymously lumped together to form a cohesive taste reminiscent of a single real-world flavor. The significant function in food is flavoring rather than nutritional. For example, natural blueberry flavor is extracted in a lab from a real live blueberry that was plucked from a real live blueberry bush. Note that the flavors can also come from other fruits, vegetables, seeds, or any other natural sources. Ascorbic acid. This is synthetic vitamin C, usually derived from GMO corn. Onion extract. Onion extract is one of the most well-known natural remedies for scar treatment. It's formed by breaking down the flesh of an onion. The resulting substance appears in some types of skin medications and lotions to treat and reduce the appearance of acne and scars. In food, it's used as a natural preservative. A 2010 study by the Spanish Foundation for Science and Technology showed that the antimicrobial and antioxidant activity of compounds within onions may slow down the spoilage of foods by inhibiting the growth of bacteria. One last thing. When looking at this label, always look at the serving size. In this example, it's 4 ounces, and they estimate 3 servings per container. The high sodium content is 530 milligrams per serving. That basically means for every 4 ounces, you're ingesting 530 milligrams of sodium. How many people do you know who has ever made just a 4-ounce burger out of ground beef? Better yet, how many people do you know who can eat more than one small 4-ounce burger? 2 burgers would be 1,060 milligrams of sodium, and that would only be 8 ounces. I personally know people who can easily eat a 12-ounce burger, and that would be the entire content of this package. That would also be 1,590 milligrams of sodium. Now imagine that plus all of the sodium from the other ingredients you add to your burgers. Remember, the American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day and moving toward an ideal limit of no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day for most adults. This directly impacts diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity issues in America. Please read the labels. If you don't understand what you're reading, check back here on this channel or simply send us an email and we may already have research that'll help you understand what you're eating. Most importantly, always research for yourself and consult a doctor or nutrition professional with any specific questions. Next week, Friday, we'll continue on this road as we dig deeper into more items sold in your favorite grocery stores. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this valuable information with your loved ones. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Find the Awakening Frequency on Twitter and Instagram, and also Facebook. Again, I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, nor do I have any experience in the medical or health fields. I'm just a person whose health was impacted in a positive way just by changing how I eat. Seek the advice of a medical or nutrition professional prior to making any changes to your diet. We are the Awakening Frequency. Out of the millions of potential subscribers, we just want to reach one so each one can teach one. Peace.